The Storm heavily favoured, but Penrith were the unbackable favourites last Friday night. You saw what happened there. Here's Lindsay Smith. The 6 again, but our referee Adam G said they were tangled up. It goes away to Hughes, now cut. Oh, good tackle.
Last one, let go!
Nearly a try-saving effort. McLean and Yo got over there. Short side right. Hughes, Pappenhausen, Anderson back against the grain and scoring. He's left pink jerseys scattered along the turf for Melbourne's first.
Beautiful hands. He still had a little bit of work to do to Grant Anderson. He had to come back inside. He beats Jack Cole. He scores the first points for the Melbourne Storm.
Hughes flat pass. Oh, what about that? Katoa with the catch and promote. Out to Nick Meaney, now Pappenhausen. They've got them run ragged here. Kicking behind. Cole scurries back and gets the ball. Munster's trying to drag it away from him. What have we got? A head collision?
Yeah, that's Cleary and
Cleary.
Two halfbacks. Yeah. Just have a look at this. Oh, he lands on his head on the turf.
Whoa, this could be a pivotal moment in the game. 11 away. Justin from touch. Munster puts the ball. Here's Katoa. Oh, the kick's pinpoints. It couldn't have been any better.
Well, you said it early in the game, Tomo. You said he's a try scorer.
Back to King. They've moved it from the centre of the field to the right and back to the middle. Eventually, King stop or penalty. That's a leg pull, which is classed as a dangerous tackle in the modern game. Now Kenny, now Smith, now Yo, now Cole, Jenkins for Tunor, for Alamotti. A sweeping backline movement results in Penrith's first.
Well, that looked just too easy, didn't it, for Penrith?
Mitch Kenny for Cole. The ball was nearly knocked out. Here's Jenkins. They've got them stripped again. Alamotti. Oh, this is tight. It's very tight. They like it. He was up in midair, and the referee says try. McLean. It's a trick play from the scrum. It opened up. They parted, and Penrith have got it. They're locked up. Can you believe this? Amazing. Munster with a kick. It's brilliantly weighted. That is such a good kick by Munster. He gave Coates plenty of room to come sprinting through. He took it above them and scored.
He's an athlete. He's an athlete. We saw last year one of the tries, not of the year, one of the tries of the century.
Karma Kamika with a great change of angle and an offload to McDonald. Desperation denies the try on this play, but maybe it's coming now. Hughes floating over the top. He finds Wishart, and the Storm have got another. Odd numbers. It opens up to the Panthers. Alamotti versus Munster. Left him behind. Leaves Grant behind. Alamotti. He tries to stand up. Pappy wraps him up in the last line of defence. Great passing. Yoda Smith now to Langy. Now Casey McLean. Oh, corner Brian Todd. Oh, the Panthers have dragged one back again. Hughes, Munster, Pappenhausen. Another pinpoint kick from the champion, number 6. And Pappy has got another try.
They're called on someone to stand up, and it's Munster.
Tackle 4, they've got to find a try here, Penrith, and they've got a chance out wide if they can get the ball there. Garner, oh yeah!
Wow!
Melbourne 30, Penrith 24. In an absolute thriller in Thursday night footy.
Craig, you got the win, but were you happy with that performance?
Oh, not overly. I thought our first 20 minutes was good, but we just seemed to lose our way in the second 20 minutes of the first half, and not quite sure. We got a little bit complacent, but like I say, I'm not quite sure, but just seemed to tail off there a bit, and then we found it hard to get our rhythm in the second half. We got some, but. Like I say, it was, to me, after our start, I just thought, we got a little bit complacent, we got a little bit lazy or we got a little bit of what. But yeah, and again, it might have been, sort of my decision to. It was 12-0 to take the 2 points. That's when we seemed to. So I don't know whether, like I say, it was a complacency thing. So, but anyway, like I say, we got the 2 points, and if someone had said at the start of the game, they'll be the score. Do you want to take it? And you grab it both hands because, as I said, they're such a professional team. They've been in the last 5 grand finals and won 4 of them, so they know how to win. And so I know, and they lost Nathan, and that was obviously a big blow to them. So, but as I said, they know how to win, and their players kept hanging in, and we were hanging on at the end.
It's come out to a 14-0 lead. It could have been anything, but was there a real desire at that start to make a statement, after last year's result?
Oh, yeah, like I say, I would have liked to see that happen, but like I say, it was like we thought, we'd done enough, and I think, we eased off there for a little bit. We just sort of went away from what we were doing in the first 20 minutes, and probably looking for a couple of easy options. You don't think that specifically, but just in the back of your head, it comes in, and then when they got a bit of momentum, it was hard for us to stop it.
What was your take on it, Harry? Like, was it a bit unsettling when you kind of look up and you just got a couple of rookie halves, in the Penrith line? Did it unsettle you guys, or?
Yeah, I guess you could say that's maybe where a little bit of the complacency came from, but I think they did a good job where they got themselves back in the game, and we had a few moments we would have liked back, and that just sort of swung momentum. And then they're such a quality team, not just 13, but a quality squad and quality organisation that they know how to keep a hold of that, and that's what they did there. It was a bit of a scrappy game, and both teams had some injuries and players moving around, but you just got to chalk up wins at this time of the season, and there's plenty to work on, which is good. That gives us plenty of purpose going forwards, but you've got the 2 points in the pocket, and we can move on with that.
I touched on the question. Just, is it hard, like when you're preparing for Nathan for the whole week, or probably 10 days, Craig, for things to change up, so suddenly after 8 minutes?
Oh, like I say, it's a bit of a relief to see him go off type thing. Like he's that good a player, and he's that influential in their team. So like I say, it's. I suppose it's hard, when we had that good start, and then he goes off, and as I said, I think some of the players probably thought, well, like I said, I don't think they specifically want to think that, but in the back of your mind, you find that voice is telling you, it's going to be okay today. But as I said, they're a really professional team and they know how to win, so you just can't do that with them. Doesn't matter who they got on their side.
How did you view that collision between Nathan and Jerome?
I didn't see it. We were sort of working things out sort of then, so I didn't really. So I'll have a look at it overnight or tomorrow morning. But got into an awkward position, and I thought we were a bit unlucky that we got the penalty against us. So anyway.
He's on Grant Anderson's knee and Nick's Meany's cheek.
Yeah, I think they're thinking Nick's got a broken cheekbone. GA he come off, but he wanted to go back on again. So I'm not quite sure what his situation is, but there's a couple of them sort of battled on too. I think perhaps a bit of a crook ankle, so that right edge was a bit of a jigsaw in the last 15-20 minutes. So, but like I say, wish he'd come on and done a really good job. Just such a important player in our team in that he's so versatile, he can play any position. I just thought he'd done a tremendous job out there today.
Craig, you spoke about the voice in the back of your head when you're out there all week. Everyone, you included, was talking about how, it's just another game. It didn't mean that much more, but obviously grand final rematch. Now that the game's over, what would you say that win meant to the squad?
Oh, like I say, the defeat in the grand final wasn't even mentioned during the week. That's past, that's gone. We certainly didn't like the result and what happened. We'd rather, it was the other way. But like I say, you just can't hang on to those things. You've got to move on. And like I say, I can honestly say that it wasn't mentioned during the week at all.
Harry, it was a pretty physical game out there. Did you enjoy the battle?
Yeah, it was physical. I think, that's Penrith's real strength is their physicality and taking the collision on and taking the game on. So I think some of our players really went after that and did a good job, and probably just got to be more consistent with it for the 80 minutes. But I think the real pleasing thing for us was we're in some positions where we're in a bit of strife, and we got ourselves out of it, got ourselves back in the game, and we got a resilient squad too. We got a resilient team too that just keep showing up for challenges, and there's plenty of challenges out there tonight, but no one shied away from it. We sort of went after it, and it's just something we got to grab a hold of and keep taking forward.
How did you assess Nelson's return to the team?
I thought he had impact. I thought a couple of times he was probably a bit too bull of the gate type thing, where I think he might have got nick, I think. But like I say, it was good to have him back out there and playing footy again. Like I say, he's missed a lot of footy, and with that suspension he got last year, and it's just good to have him back out there.
Cameron was put on report. Did you think there was much?
Say again, sorry?
With Cameron being put on report, do you think there was much in that tackle?
Was that the one at the end there?
No. We made that half break.
On Liam Martin, was it? They were saying it was a hip drop.
That. Yeah, like I say, I can remember he got put on report, but so sometimes you haven't got time. I can look at that again, So I haven't seen it. So.
First couple of weeks of the season, where this team's at the moment, maybe compare this time last year.
I can't remember a month ago, let alone last year. So I like having the bye round 2 was really strange. So we had a good win over Parramatta in our first game, and then all of a sudden, players come back for a couple of days and they got 4 days off or 3 days off, whatever, and so it's been a strange feeling, like how the draw's gone, but I think like I say, we've got a really good group of players that there's not a big change from last year, so. We've probably only had the 2 players come in, Stefano and Moses Leo, and then the minimal loss as well, and there hasn't been any change over in the staff, so it's basically probably feels a lot like last year, and hopefully with last year's experience, we can build into a better team this year.
Craig, not only were your senior players stood up when it really came towards the back end of the game, but right throughout the course of the game, I thought your younger players as well also had some impact, guys like Josh King and also Jack Howarth.
Yeah, I thought Josh done a really good job. Like to give a bit of a rap to Wishy. Actually, I thought he done a real good job. He's just such an important player to us. He's so versatile, and he just comes on and. Whatever position we asked him to play, he always gets the job done. So I thought he was really important to us today, especially when that right edge got it just got carved up as far as injuries and blokes playing in different roles in different positions there. So but I thought he played a bit of wing and a bit of centre, and I thought he done a great job there.
Ivan, firstly, how's Nathan after his head knock?
Yeah, he seems okay. Yeah, he remembers the incident, so that's a good thing. So, hopefully, he feels the same way tomorrow. Yeah.
Dylan Edwards, Ivan Cleary, down 14-0. It could have turned quite pear-shaped, but to your credit, you fought your way back.
Yeah, I'm proud of the boys tonight. I thought there was definitely, there was lots of things that we sort of didn't help ourselves throughout the game. There's clearly a lack of cohesion at times, which is understandable. But I thought from a cultural point of view, I thought they were very brave. Just never stopped. Particularly, as you said, 14-0 down. Obviously, losing that's a pretty big thing. Not just technically how the team goes, but obviously mentally, and against obviously a great team down here. And I just thought they really hung in well. I thought our intensity throughout the game was good, but unfortunately, we gave up tries a little too easily at times, not through any great pressure, and good execution from the Storm, I must say. And any time we got some, scored or had some momentum going for us, we found a way to, give it back. So you end the night disappointed in that sense, missing an opportunity, a really good one. But as I said, I thought the boys, couldn't have tried any harder. So.
What did you make of Jack Cole's performance? Obviously, losing Nathan so early, kind of had to shoulder a lot of the playmaking there. Yeah,
and it's it's one of those things. I suppose we went with Blaze on the bench because he covered, because he sort of covers fullback, and we didn't have anyone else who could play that position. In the end, we had a 2 5/8s playing tonight, so. It is difficult. I must say, Yowie did an outstanding job in that sense, guiding us around, and it's definitely challenging, particularly early in the season when we're already, just trying to find cohesion. But obviously, some pretty key guys missing, and that didn't help. But that's the way it is. And as I said, I just felt we battled on manfully and kept looking to try and find ways to. We came up with points, enough points, I thought, but not enough, I guess, if you're not stopping the opposition.
Ivan, Brian was a real leader for you tonight, Brian Zoll.
Yeah, he was. He always is, It's good to have him back, and I thought we had a few really good leaders tonight, and we needed it, and we're going to need it in the next few weeks too.
Ivan, a few weeks into the season now, it does feel like the depth is maybe thinner than previous years. What are your kind of takeaways at the moment?
I don't know. What do you mean by that?
Already a few injuries down. The team is stretched. You're playing inexperienced players. Do you find it's different to previous years?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, we've obviously lost a few players that have been key, but we've done that before, and I suppose our depth has got younger, certainly over the last couple of years. So. I agree on that point, but it is what it is. And, they'll definitely, those guys will, it won't hurt them going through that game tonight. And I'm sure it'll be better for the run. Yeah.
I say, how did you feel out there? Like, you must be pretty proud of the way the guys dug in, and particularly some of those young guys sort of kept their heads and kept to task.
Yeah, certainly. I felt like when Nathan went down, that sort of could have gone either way. I thought, like, you could have picked off the back of last week. It was a disappointing result. So I thought the way that the boys responded to that, I felt like every person sort of grew and understood they were going to have to shoulder a little bit more of a workload there. And I thought we had some really good patches of the game. We'd get ourselves in the lead a few times. We'd just take a breath, and they'd sort of capitalise on an error of ours, or we'd give away a penalty, they'd go down and score. So we're just shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit. But I thought the way we kept sort of coming, kept attacking the game where we could have easily rolled over, I thought, like I've touched on, we'll take a lot from it. A lot of the younger boys will take a lot from it too. It's a tough game down here against a really quality outfit, and I thought, we certainly didn't shirk it.
I'll say, does the constant turnover of teams, does it keep you guys fresh? And you've just got a fresh challenge every year, don't you? Even though you've climbed the top of the mountain 4 times. Yeah, no, you just take each year as it comes. I think it's obviously every year's been different through this whole stretch. So this year's no different. We're just excited by the challenge. You can't. Winning's addictive, and we're certainly addicted to it, and the success. So at the moment
just lost two on the trot, and we understand we need to be better. But I felt like we can take a lot from tonight. But we're really confident with how the season will go. We just need to get back on track.
Ivan, what was the story with Dane Laurie? Was that was he injured or ill, or that was just something that you always sort of had in mind with the late switch?
No, he picked up an injury in last week's game. We actually lost 3 fullbacks on the same day. We lost John Fanua and captain's run for our cup team as well. So we were really hopeful that he'd make it, but he didn't. So that's what happened there.
Just a few words on Paul Alamotti. He was pretty crucial, like getting you back into the game.
Yeah, Paulie's been a real success story for us since he arrived. Last year, I think he played like 7 or 8 games at Cup and just learning our system. And then, he was, at the end of the year after losing Taylor May, it was Stephen Crichton's replacement, and he ended up being that guy. And for us to be able to win a premiership, you need everyone doing their thing, and he certainly did that. And tonight he did a job for us out there on the wing. I thought he was really good actually. So I thought there were a lot of good players tonight. Just the Storm's probably key guys, probably got the job done when they needed to. Like obviously very experienced spine and just sort of know which reins to pull at the right time and got points when they needed it.
Do you get anyone back for next week in terms of injury?
Not too sure. Yeah, I think, hopefully Dane might be a chance, but I'm not sure there either. So.
What's his injury?
Oh, he's just got a quad injury. So, yeah.